Hi, my name is Keegan.
That's
Hi, my name is Keegan Patrick, co-founder and co-CEO of Orbtronics.
Hi, my name is Dylan Paul, CFO of Orbtronics.
Hey everyone, my name is Ziko, Roserie, co-founder and co-CEO of Orbtronics. And welcome to part 2 of the Founder Talk video.
I think 2024 was really an inflection year for Orbtronics. I think there was a lot that happened. We were able to spin out a new company from Orbtronics called Rifbid, an AI-powered platform that went on to receive investment from US investors, won pitch competitions, and then at that same time we will also be able to get one of our very cherished projects off the ground, the Orbtronics Innovation Hub, a space where we believe it will become an ecosystem for innovators, for students, for entrepreneurs to come together and create what we see to be the future Silicon Forest of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I think to be fair, 2024 wasn't just a bed of roses. 2024 had its challenges.
Definitely.
Throughout the year, we had to really grind out a few things, but I think what 2024 really showed us is that stay committed to our vision and trust in the process, trust in what we believe in, and keep working hard towards it, and things will work out. And so said, so done. Things have been looking pretty good for 2025. Yeah. So far.
What would you say some of the more serious challenges were in 2024?
Start of the year, it was a bit slow in terms of many of our education programs typically happen during the summer, and of course that will affect a business's cash flow. And many of you entrepreneurs out there know cash flow is everything. So that was a really tough period for Orbtronics, and if it wasn't for the strength and the determination of the great team that we have behind us, we wouldn't have been able to make it through, but we did. And I want to say a big thank you and shout out to our team out there. You guys are behind the scenes, but you guys really make Orbtronics work and tick every day. Boy, something come to my head, but I will keep that up.
One of the biggest challenges that we faced was trying to manage our workflow and our capacity. And that's one of the main reasons why I was brought on board to Orbtronics, is to help with the financials and make sure we had a clear plan. So workload was way above what our current staff could do, but with a good plan in place, we were able to hire and get those roles filled and get our projects back on track.
You mentioned roles. What role do you think Orbtronics will play in bridging the gap between global tech trends and local Caribbean realities in the next 5 years?
Orbtronics will be the premier technology company in the Caribbean region within the next 5 years. So the role that we see Orbtronics taking on a global stage, we really want Orbtronics to be that conduit, that accelerator for many digital platforms that will be launched in the region over the next 5 years. We want to be that conduit for all those tech entrepreneurs with similar dreams as us to build this technology ecosystem, and we want to be the player to facilitate that growth in the region.
Yeah, I believe if you're a government leader and you're looking to how can you transform your industry or your ministry, you come and talk to Orbtronics on how can you innovate in your space. If you're a business leader of a large conglomerate and looking how to you going to improve your operational efficiencies, you come to Orbtronics. And if you're a startup and you're looking to innovate in a new problem that you think nobody else is tackling, you come to Orbtronics to help you.
Yeah, and our goal is to tackle some of the world's hardest problems in our region and provide real-life solutions that can be beneficial to all folks around the region. So that's our main mission. And like we always say, at Orbtronics, innovation begins there.
How do you ensure Orbtronics continues to lead by example in areas like sustainability, inclusivity, and innovation?
So it starts at home, right? One of the things that we constantly say is we need to constantly reevaluate our own processes, and we constantly need to reform ourselves, right? We need to stay current with the trends of today And we need to ensure that we ourselves are continuing to push the boundaries in ways that we can. So if that means diversity in the team, whether that means diversity in thought, ensuring that we're close to the voice of our customers, that is super important to us, and ensuring that we are aligned with many global trends.
The biggest thing at Orbtronics that we were able to realize is the shift in procurement. And that's one of the solutions we built in-house. The fact that AI was becoming a major category to advancing, economies, technologies, etc., we saw it as an opportunity to integrate those technologies into the procurement process throughout the government sector and the government procurement process in the region. So we are always trying to find ways to take those developing technologies across the globe and integrate it into the companies, governments, and startups in the region.
You mentioned AI, so that's a perfect segue to the next part of this content. AI is shaping industries everywhere, like you rightfully said. How do you see AI contributing to the future of both Orbtronics and Rifbid, and what opportunities are you most excited about?
I think for us, I see AI as really allowing us to help more customers faster. I think we're able, with AI, to help many persons find more government contracts, win more government contracts, and effectively collaborate on those contracts. Internally within Orbtronics, we also see the emerging trends of AI allowing us to help more industries and more sectors as we see more opportunities of how this nascent technology can help various industries, whether it be transportation, whether it be procurement, whether it be the health sector. We've already started to work with a lot of startups and early innovators in the space, and all of them are finding very unique problems that we see the technology being able to get us to a solution much faster.
Yeah, and also on that, for us, AI is the key to automation, right? And one of the biggest challenges in the Caribbean is the fact that it takes us so long to adopt new technologies. And we see Orbtronics as the business leader to bring AI to the masses and ensure that students, corporate C-suite officers can be upskilled as quickly as possible and get those top technologies integrated throughout their workplace.
Orbtronics is people first, AI second.
Yes.
Speaking of people, Dylan,
Yes, sir.
you mentioned earlier that you joined Orbtronics with the sole focus of ensuring that the finances are
On track.
in and tight. Yeah? Since then, could you describe a little bit of what was your journey? What has your journey been like? And actually, what drives your mission, your passion for this mission?
My journey has been pretty incredible, honestly. It's been a very rewarding experience to work alongside these two visionary partners and be able to create a world that we have in our head and put it on, like, for the masses to see. Being in a startup environment is very different from corporate. So I come from JP Morgan. I was a big corporate guy, suit and tie every day and in an office building. And I went from that structure to the wild, wild west of the startup land. But it's been fun. We learn so quickly. I faced so many challenges and problems, and we all work together to solve them as a team. And that is not something you can get in a corporate environment. It just doesn't have that space to learn as fast and to experience problems and to make consequential decisions. Every day we make a decision that will affect the future of our company, which is vastly different from what you get in a corporate setting.
How has the dynamic between the founders evolved since the early days?
It's been interesting for sure. The thing I like about our team and the bond we've built is that we know how to navigate problems together. We know how to navigate disagreements. We understand that either of us might have strong views on things and can disagree for a perspective, but we can always come back together and say, like, okay, if it's 2 versus 1, we have to figure out why that one person is out and get them on board so that we can move forward.
For this next question, I want each of you to give me your reflection. What has been your biggest personal growth moment?
I think for me, my biggest personal growth moment is being able to connect better with our team. I think the biggest personal growth moment is thinking about how can we make this a rewarding experience for everybody that interacts with Orbtronics. I think it takes very intentional thought of thinking, how can you align your company goals or your vision to the vision of every single person that works with you? How can you help them achieve the whatever goal, personal goals that they might have, and aligning that very closely to your business plan and your mission?
My biggest personal growth moment was being able to act decisively in moments of unpredictability. And, you know, like I said, coming from a corporate environment where everything is structured and someone else is making the decision that you then follow in their footsteps is completely different from acting in a situation where there's high risk and high unpredictability. And over the past 2 years, I've been able to get comfortable with taking risk, acting decisively, and understanding that, you know, the future is not set, but you can navigate one day at a time to get where you want to be.
Yeah, so my biggest personal growth, I think, has been my relationship with risk. As a founder, you know that you take on a lot of risk, but there are certain moments where the risk can feel like it skyrockets. And to really, I guess, understand your relationship with risk, you have to understand your emotions as well. And that's, I guess, something we as founders, we may not speak about a lot, or it's not, you know, commonly spoken about. But one of the most important things as a founder is your emotional intelligence. And that's something that running Orbtronics and Rifbid has really forced me to work on. And it has helped me understand why my risk profile is a certain way. It has helped me expand my risk profile when needed as well. So I think for me, my biggest thing has been being able to take away that profile that my emotions I crafted maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and having a completely different outlook on risk whenever I feel like it. Yeah.
What is your vision for Orbtronics in 2030?
I think 2030 might be an interesting year. I see 2030 as a year where Orbtronics is already established as a premier technology company within the Caribbean. And I think at that point in time, we've launched 1 or 2 incredible technologies that have spun out of just the Caribbean and having a global impact, whether it's Rifbid that's transforming the procurement space and helping governments around the world procure goods and services faster and contributing to development of those communities, but also very interestingly to see what are some of the new technologies or new startups that we might work with that might also start having a global impact on communities outside of the Caribbean.
We call it Mission NH3. So if
What does it stand for?
ammonia, and this is the ammonia for the silicon forest. Ammonia is one of the key elements in fertilizer that helps, you know, these roots really and the plants grow. And it's something that we often think about, what does the future hold? And I think, like Keegan, you know, put it very well, it's about the technologies, but it's also about the people. We really want to see our people, you know, change the culture around innovation, change the culture around technology adoption, and change the rhetoric about the Caribbean being, you know, a region that's mostly known just for tourism. Yes, we have beautiful landscapes, but we also have brilliant minds as well. And that's what Orbtronics is here to bring out from the region.
Yeah, and also on that, in 2030, I see us being the place to look forward to work for. And one of the biggest problems that we're trying to tackle is brain drain. We want to offer exceptional opportunities for the bright minds that we have here so that they don't feel compelled to leave and never come back. And we all got incredible education, in the US, but now we all focus on providing our knowledge to the masses. And one of the goals we want to do is show that Orbtronics can create amazing technologies that are able to hire our talent to stay right here in the Caribbean and innovate.
What would be one bold prediction that you would make for the Caribbean's tech scene by 2030?
So if for our audience that may not know, a unicorn is a company that is valued at over $1 billion US and has reached significant scale within its community. And we believe that within the next 5 years, the Caribbean will be home to the first unicorn coming from the Caribbean.
I probably see more automation or probably more advancement in app development throughout the region. I think we've seen a couple new platforms coming around from the ride-sharing space to food delivery. So I can see more and more platforms coming online. I would say my bold prediction is a super app, all-in-one app that can cater to all those needs. Because our region is different from the markets of the US and whatnot, that we can probably be the market to launch a super app because we have the small enough demographic to cater to those needs.
I think my bold prediction, other than maybe technology advancement specifically, I think we can be leaders in terms of technology policy. Reason being, our governments and our restrictions are a bit smaller and we are a bit more nimble. I think if the right stakeholders really have the vision to see where this can go, I think we can really have some really innovative technology policies that can help to drive the ecosystem a lot further along, whether that be tax incentives for businesses focused on R&D in technology development, or tax incentives for private individuals investing in technology companies. I really believe that can help accelerate the growth of this ecosystem a lot further and really be one of the driving forces as positioning us as a tech leader on the global landscape.
You can find me at Instagram at Dylan Paul _ as well as LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me there.
My Instagram is D_Ziko_R. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. Happy to connect, and on all other social platforms.
You could find me on Instagram at KeegsX_, and you could also connect with me on LinkedIn, Keegan Patrick. Happy to connect.
Peace! Future!